How long is a rehabilitation for somebody who finds themselves in an injury that causes them either to be paralyzed from the waist down?
Well, that has changed. When I actually when I went into the hospital 2.5 years ago, 14 years ago, you had 2.5 months, and they would give you the insurance. Now, if you're lucky to get a month to a month and a half. So we're really trying to cram as much as we can, and at that time, the person, if it's catastrophic injury, is still healing. It's hard to do a lot of therapy. So there's a true a transfer to more of the outpatient to try to make up what you can't get on the inpatient side.
Does the insurance cover most of that, or not?
They cover a lot of it. It's still tough with getting equipment. That's a real issue these days too, between your insurances and what Medicaid and Medicare cover. Certain wheelchairs are not provided for. Stuff for the bathroom, whether it's toiletry. So, like if you're going to use a shower, you need a shower chair and a handheld shower when you're disabled. Or there's a certain thing called a commode chair, which helps people out. And a lot of that's not covered by insurance. So that's a challenge for us to get patients out.
In the video that we saw, you talked about downtown St. Charles. What is that?
Downtown St. Charles is a great place that we kind of put it together to do physical therapy, to kind of give you an idea of what it would be out in the community. As you saw, there was a car in there was a crosswalk with curbs. We actually have a kitchen as well as a bedroom. So it's whatever would be out there in the community, we wanted you to be able to experience it firsthand inside the hospital. One of the things that you do find a lot of times is the hospital is wheelchair accessible, but your home or your community is not. And a lot of times you don't know what you need until you get home with your disability. So what we try to do is find as many barriers in the hospital that we can work with them with, and then try to prepare them for when they get out into the community.
Mm-hmm. Alex, what kind of advice would you have to any other kids who might find themselves in a wheelchair?
Well, it's not over if you're in a wheelchair. Like when I got in the wheelchair, I thought I couldn't do anything. I didn't want to do anything because I was so angry and upset. When you just become in a wheelchair, the best thing you could do was probably not think too hard about it. Just do what you have to and try your best to make your life better.
Well, that's excellent advice. That's good advice for all of us, whether you're a child or whether you're an adult.
One of the good things, just to add, with Alex playing basketball, the great thing with how far adaptive sports has advanced now, they actually give college scholarships out to disabled athletes. So you can go to school on a basketball scholarship, a sled hockey scholarship. So, that's one of the things we'd like to get Alex in basketball and maybe get him a scholarship out there playing wheelchair basketball, which would be nice.
Talk to me about your speaking engagements. I know you mentioned it a little bit before, but why is that important?
Well, I think that I was not aware of what was going on out in the community until I got hurt. And then all of a sudden I noticed, if you ever watch a movie now, and anytime in the background, there's always a wheelchair in the background. And these little things are what would be accessible, where's a ramp, this and that. So going into the schools, it gives me a chance to break down the stereotypes. That, once you become disabled, you're going to kind of live in your house and have no, almost locked up in your closet. Because I remember going out, and people I give you so much credit for going out. But it's just like yourself. I want to go out and enjoy life. I want to have, fun and enjoy to the fullest whatever I can. And so going to the schools, it gives them an opportunity. I'm an open book. I allow them to ask any question they want. A lot of times what I'll do is ask them to write questions down anonymously and pass them up. This way they're not uncomfortable asking me anything. And then that breaks down the barriers. And now it's funny because my kids get a little upset, but I'm out in the malls or whatever, and the kids are like, I know you from school. You're Mr. Hannigan. How you doing? So it's a great thing, and I tell my children I'm more popular than them now.
Sure. Have you seen, I don't want to make this a commercial, but from the Segway people, there's these devices that allow you to move with the, I'm talking about the Segway motor.
Oh, the scooters themselves?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You familiar with that?
I am familiar with them, and those things are great. It allows people with mobility impairments actually to be able to get around, whether it's a shopping center or doing their shopping in the mall, getting around BJ's, which is huge. I see that. One of the things that we see is people always ask me why I'm not in a power chair. With the power chair, it's a little bit heavier, and you don't get as much cardiovascular pushing. So with the cardio, so I prefer to be in a manual chair. But those things are great. Again, like I said, technology is amazing, where it allows people to be able to go around. A friend of mine who just went to U.S. Open, He was in a chair. They put him in one of those scooters, and he was actually able to cruise around the U.S. Open and watch the golf from that. So the advantages today are amazing.
One of my old friends that I used to work with when I was at Channel 9 was Chris O'Donoghue, who was also in a wheelchair. Chris tried one of those Segway things that put him at eye-level height with people, particularly at a bar. And, you know, he's a fine Irish lad. He remembers drinking at the bar with his buddies. He said one of the things that bothered him consistently was not being able to talk eye level with people. Is that something that you've noticed as a concern?
Sometimes I think with people being more aware, I know some people that will talk to me will get down on one knee to be eye level with myself. It tends not to bother me too much, but at first, I think that's part of being newly injured or whatever. Your self-consciousness, you're self-aware of certain things like that. Yeah, it could be, because you almost feel like you're looking up to people, but it doesn't really seem to faze me. But they have actually come out with another chair called Permobile, and the sheet actually raises up to keep you at eye level.
That's the one that I think that he tried out and found it, and he thoroughly enjoyed the experience of finally being at eye level.
Well, and the other thing, it gets you the stuff out of the top of the cabinet, which is great. You know, that's why I got married. My wife helps me with all the top stuff. So
I love it. How have you changed your room around since you were injured, Alex?
Before I was injured, I didn't have a room. So, my room is really small. It's about the size of this studio.
It's not that small.
No, not the whole studio, just until the tile. So, I had to get a low-level bed. I had to get, like, drawers to put all my incontinence stuff that I needed. And I had to have a TV, because what would I do in my room without a TV?
Oh, of course. At 12 years old, especially.
And so I put a TV, like, in a drawer right in front of my bed, so I could reach it, and I put a table on the other side of my bed, so I could reach all my medications, or all the toys I had, and the remotes I have, so it's pretty much customized to my liking.
That's wonderful. Glad to hear that.
Again, a challenge getting ramps, so they had to make sure they put up a ramp on Alex's house before he came home.
We got lucky. They made it in one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. What other community activities are you involved with?
I basically try to get involved with what I can. Recently, there was an independent expo that was held at Suffolk Community College, Brentwood, and that basically brings in all the vendors who handle people with disabilities, what they could offer out there, whether it's modifying a bathroom, wheelchair equipment, sporting equipment, nursing and housing care. So I try to just keep myself up to date with what's going on out there, and just be somebody involved in the disabled community, whether it's an advocate to make sure that people have curb cuts or knowing what their rights are. I just, again, it just feels good to give back. There's been times where I actually went to Albany to testify on disability rights. So it's kind of a calling. I never thought I'd be here, and like I said, I was miserable when I first got hurt, but now it's given me a pretty nice life.
Indeed. Can you think of one invention you'd like to see happen that would help people in wheelchairs?
Well, you got it quick? So what do you think?
I think it would be nice to have, like, a wheelchair that can turn into a sports chair, or it could just be, like, hang out like a bed.
I see.
Sounds like Transformers. It's a certain easy, lightweight equipment that would help me walk up a flight of stairs.
Lightweight. Okay. I want to thank you both for sharing your life, for sharing your difficulties, and also for inspiring all of us.
Well, thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you, Alex.
Okay.
Now, being in a wheelchair need not keep you from being active, as you have seen, and have a full daily schedule. We've seen that today, and it's been really interesting to see people maintain that vibrant lifestyle and literally keep on rolling. I want to thank you for watching today, and if you would like any further information on what you saw today, you can log on to our website. It's www.chsli.org. I'm Roland Smith, wishing you goodbye and certainly good health.